going on, everybody? It's your team. Welcome back to another episode of South Stand Stories, the series. Of course, we go through everything happening in and around the world of Leeds United, and we have a little talk about it. And we have got our get back. We got our revenge. Leeds United 2, Preston North End 1, baby. Wade Barrett, put that in your pipe and smoke it, my son, because Leeds absolutely took your boys to the cleaners, mate. It was a dominant performance, a well-deserved win in my opinion. Listen, Preston, for me, aside from that first minute of the game, really didn't cause us any threat at all. It was a very comfortable game for Leeds defensively. I thought everyone back there looked good. Special shout out to Firpo, of course, because, listen, we'll get on his forward play. We'll get on what he does great going forward. But defensively, there's been question marks. Everyone likes to label that against him. But today, I thought, yes, he wasn't tested that much by Preston. But when he was tested, boy, was he there. Boy, did he make himself known. He was never in any doubt for me. I thought he covered himself well. There were some great interceptions, great blocks. I thought he was phenomenal today. Almost my man of the match with the way he played. Going forward, absolutely world class. That assist, that cross for the ball. And not even just the assist. The amount of times he was playing dangerous crosses and he was playing dangerous through balls. But the assist, the weight on the ball was so perfect. It was picture perfect, the cross to Dan James. And these are the kind of things you expect when you put senior daddy tier subscription Firpo in the side. It just unlocks so much more. Him and Somerville down that left-hand side were dangerous. I heard a lot of people saying that they didn't think Somerville had a great game. For me, listen, they had 2 or 3 men on him, clattering him the entire game, and he was still phenomenal in my opinion. Was it his best performance ever? No. Did he score? No. But I still thought he looked dangerous. I mean, just look at the chance that he gave Jorginho Rutter, where he took the ball down the byline, cut it, he took it down. He took it down the wing, cut through, and then took it down the byline, shimmied it past someone else with a little what do you call it, a la croquette around him, and then cut it back to Rutter. Easy chance, should have been scoring Rutter, really. I thought that was a phenomenal run by Somerville. He played really good today, I thought. I thought he was back to near his best today. I thought, again, Rutter even, there was a couple of times he was a bit too overzealous to create something, I think. I think there was times where he wanted to create an assist or he wanted to score too badly and he wasn't releasing the ball quick enough. He was trying to do too much by himself. Maybe he was a little bit too hungry, because that can be a thing sometimes where you overthink things. You're trying too hard almost. Sometimes you need to do what Pablo Hernandez was so great at. Just relax, sit back. Let the game unfold around you, especially as someone playing in the number 10 role. Just relax. Let everything happen in front of you. Pick your passes, pick your moments. And that isn't what he necessarily did today. But I still thought in the transition, in getting Leeds forward on attacks, I thought he was quality. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal in that aspect of his game. I thought on the wings, we were great. I thought Dan James really caused problems. And I think the reason Dan James caused so many problems is because of Patrick Bamford. Patrick Bamford today, some of the runs he was making, dragging defenders out of position, bullying them, sticking elbows into them, just causing them nightmares from minute 1 to minute 90. He was dragging people out of position. There was one standout moment for that where Dan James tried to chip the goalkeeper and it went onto the top of the net. It was all from Bamford. Bamford, if you see, he drags the fullback out of position. He pushes the centre half out of position, leaving a huge gap in the middle. He drags the fullback out with him, and then he does this little fake outside of the foot pass. I don't know if he missed the ball or if he faked it. I'm going to go ahead and say he faked it. And that kind of pushed the centre half away because he was anticipating that he was going to kick it. And it just left this huge gap in the middle for Dan James. And Dan James just sprints through. Excellent pace to get there. And unlucky not to get the chip in. I thought his delivery was great today as well. I just thought it was a good performance all round. And listen, usually I wouldn't be saying that about a 2-1 where he scored a penalty in the 92nd minute. I'd be saying, why are we not taking our chances? Why are we not creating enough? Why is this not great? I thought we were. I just thought we were missing out on a little bit of luck, to be honest with you. I thought a little bit more luck and we would have had that game out of sight a lot quicker than we did. I really did. But I thought that was a huge game for us. huge game. I cannot underestimate how big that win was for us. Because if we go 6 points behind at this stage of the season, that is really, really ropes for us. That is really bad. But the fact that we were able to claw it out, despite the way the game was going, despite everything that happened, I cannot summon to words how important that could be come the end of the season. Just so much heart, so much fight, and just overall, like I said, a dominant performance. Really was. I didn't see Preston troubling us at all. I thought Leeds controlled the game in the first half. I thought in the second half we created even more than we did in the first half. We had so many set pieces. If I was going to label a criticism at Leeds going forward, I would say set piece wise, we have to improve. Because if we gave another side, if we even gave Preston the amount of set pieces that we had, we would have conceded a good 3, 4, 5 goals. Let's be real. We would have. We are terrible at defending set pieces, and we're almost as bad at converting them as we are at defending them. Some of the corners from Summerfield were laughable today. Some of the corners in general were woeful. But as I said, that's me nitpicking if I was going to give an example of that. But otherwise, I thought, going forward, we played well. And I have to give a shout out to Daniel Fark because, listen, okay, I don't like that he took my boy Firpo off, but I criticise him when he makes changes and when the changes don't go well. Yeah, I criticise him as much as, if not more than the next guy. You know that. I will be critical when I need to be. But by the same token, at the same time, when he makes moves, when he makes decisions that work, I'm going to have to hold my hands up. I'm going to have to pull them together like this. And I'm going to have to applaud him, baby. I'm going to have to applaud him because the changes work perfectly. First of all, usually I criticise him for not making changes quick enough. I thought today there wasn't really too many changes I would make because, going forward, I don't think I would have taken Bamford off. I thought he played very well. Dan James, I thought was playing very well. You couldn't take him off for me. Somerville, I thought played very well. I wouldn't have changed him for anyone, and I wouldn't have taken Rutter off, so I wouldn't have really complained there. The two holding midfielders, maybe Kamara was the weaker of the two out of Kamara and Gruev. Maybe you could take him off, but even then, earlier on, I don't think there was anyone that made a big enough claim for that, unless if you put Gray in Kamara's position and then put Byram out in right back. That's the only thing I can think, but otherwise, I wouldn't have made any other changes until the point that he did. And when he did make the changes, he put Perot into central midfield. He gambled on the fact that, okay, we've got a lot of set pieces. Maybe he's going to be in around the box to convert it. Or we get a penalty, and he's going to be there to score it. And what did we do? We got the penalty. Perot was on the pitch. Perot scored. And can I say shout out to Bamford as well? If you see Bamford, he picks the ball up. For me, it looks like he really wanted to take it. You can look at this one of two ways. You can either say he really wanted to take it, but he ended up just, caving into the pressure. Or not pressure, but caving in to public demand and giving the ball out to Perot. That's one way of looking at it. Or he picks the ball up, he gets a load of verbal from the goalkeeper and completely takes all of the criticism, all of the verbal from the goalkeeper, all of the shit talk, and then he gives the ball over to Perot, and now the pressure is off Perot because all of that trash talk has been levelled at Bamford, not Perot. Perot, all he has to do, put the ball down, ice cold finisher, convert the ball. And that's exactly what he did. Again, everything went right for him. Was it a soft penalty? Yes, perhaps it was a soft penalty, but having said that, we could have had a few soft penalties in that second half. Rutter got taken down quite a few times. Could have had a few penalties there. And overall, I thought the referee, whilst he had a pretty poor game, in general, he lost control of the game, in my opinion. He pulled it back with that penalty at the end there. It was a penalty, in my opinion. What could you have been, would you have made too much of a fuss if it wasn't given? It could go either way, but you can definitely understand why it's a penalty. And given the penalties that we didn't get that game, I think it is more than justified that we got that penalty. And listen, we thoroughly deserved the win anyway. Thoroughly deserved it. Preston were just basically park the bus, just foul them at every opportunity, and just try and completely shithouse the game out. And it didn't work for you, mate. So you can be salty, you can be all you want. It didn't work. Leeds were the dominant side, and we won today. But let me know what you guys think anyway down in the comment section down below. What do you make of Fark? What do you make of the team? What do you make of the performance? Please let me know. For now, guys, I will see you very soon. Au revoir, my brothers and my sisters.